this case, and I will split you up.
No snake has set foot in Zootopia in forever.
There's a snake!
Stop in the name of the law! We're gonna crack this case and prove we're the greatest partners of all time!
Yeah! If you want to talk to a reptile, I am your gal.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel and time for another episode of Luke's Reviews. On today's video, we are back on the case with detectives Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde for another exciting adventure to Zootopia 2. Or if you're in the UK and a few other regions, Zootropolis 2. A few months on from busting their big debut case, Judy and Nick just aren't gelling all that well as partners, often opting for wildly different approaches. But after exhausting all of their final chances, their last hope at remaining together lies in the discovery of a conspiracy that snakes are threatening to steal a prized journal of Zootopia's history. However, upon further discovery, Judy and Nick are soon on a trail that may prove the snakes were innocent all along. Time for somewhat of a hot take, maybe even a lukewarm take. But back in 2016, when the first Zootopia came out, I remember finding it immensely enjoyable, but not quite on the same level as the mass public who are fawning over it, claiming it to be one of Disney's best. I found it very funny, had some timely themes that adults will appreciate and kids could learn from, and terrific world building. And so, almost a decade later, with the sequel now out in cinemas, how do I feel about that one? Well, pretty much identically to the first. It's very funny, has some timely themes that adults will appreciate and kids can learn from, and the world building continues to be terrific. However, I still don't think that we are scratching that upper echelon of Disney. The voice cast, just as it was in the first film, are just as delightful in the sequel. Ginnifer Goodwin and Jason Bateman as Judy and Nick are a dynamo team for the ages. Their personalities perfectly balance each other out, but you can tell that they've grown as individuals since they are now trying to find their own groove and work together as a team. Now, I will say that on occasion, Judy was right on the cusp of being too annoying in this sequel. Her big arc for this film is that she often doesn't pay heed to other suggestions or feelings, especially if she is in case mode. And perhaps one too many times, the film puts her in situations where she's making these decisions that are directly affecting other people, specifically a lot of the time Nick, in very careless and dangerous ways, and there is somewhat of a lack of her addressing that started to bug me just a little bit. Bateman as Nick, though, is another home run. He maintains that very dry, sardonic sense of humour, but we witness this little bubble of passion popping away inside him as he's getting really invested in life as a cop and life as Judy's partner. Not in that way. I have seen so many horrifying things on social media between Judy and Nick. No! Stop it! There are some new additions to this crew, most notably probably is Quan as the creatively named Gary the Snake, and he adds that trademark wholesomeness that only Quan has. And shout out to Roman Reigns and CM Punk who voiced the Zebros. They are purely characters there for a gag, but my god did that gag just get me each and every time. As to be expected, the animation is of course gorgeous. The characters are brought to life in such vivid detail, but once again, the world and all of its marvelous manifestations that is Zootopia is just bursting with so much creativity on display. In terms of story, things are quite rudimentary. We're getting just the very typical buddy cop. They're discovering a conspiracy and they have to then go rogue and on the run to out everything. And it's a tried and tested formula. We've seen it time and time again. It does mean that there is a slight limitation on just the amount of twists and turns that this story can inevitably take without us not seeing it coming. That being said, there is one twist in this film that had me audibly gasp It's a really good rug pull, and I did not see it coming. But the only other thing that Zootopia 2 was lacking was heart. Now, don't misquote me. This film has a really, really big, strong heart that is squarely in the right place. There is an undeniable, endearing quality etched into every frame of this film. But if we compare it to the first, that film was dealing with significantly larger themes of racism and prejudice. And it's not that these themes that the sequel deals with are any less important, but I don't think that they have this necessarily the same impact. Themes such as displacement and being ousted from your home are very timely. However, there was never that big emotional wallop that the first film did definitely provide. Here, there could have been. There's one moment in particular where I was like, you cannot mess this up. This is hook, line, and sinker going to be an absolute tearjerker of a moment. And instead, they do kind of fumble it. And it's just something that's revealed in passing that really kind of disappointed me. That could have been a seminal moment, a key moment in the film, and instead it's just kind of played off secondary. Given the overwhelming success of this sequel, I am by no means opposed to Disney churning more of these adventures out. So far, any time spent with officers Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde have proven to be a delightful blast with an abundance of energy, cracking animal puns, and a true sense of earnestness. Not to mention that the world the animators and storytellers are creating is bursting with ideas. Now, I'm still hesitant to place either the first or this sequel among the greater Disney catalogue, but you'd also be hard-pushed to find a more entertaining film for the whole family this year. I'm going to give Zootopia 2 a 7 out of 10. Anyway, guys, those were my thoughts on Zootopia 2. Let me know, have you had a chance to see the film yet? What did you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And my question to you, who is your favourite buddy cop duo? But that's all the time we have for today, so thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.
Hello, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to click that like button, and if you aren't already, click that subscribe button too.